Internet, Eric here. It is Sunday, and if I am not streaming with Melissa with a Watch What Now episode, but there is an upload, that's because it is Bloody Sunday. And what Bloody Sunday is, it's a concept where you take a death from a movie, TV show, comic book, regular novel, what have you. You make a short video discussing why it's memorable, good or bad. And 2 weeks ago, it was Mother's Day edition on Bloody Sunday, and I discussed the death of Marge Thompson and how it was memorable for a less than spectacular reason, whether it was, her skeleton waving goodbye or the stupid blow up doll getting pulled through the front window of the door. And I thought, you know what? People enjoyed how I discussed the why it's so memorable for a negative aspect. I figured I'd discuss another death in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise that is memorable for not so good reasons. I'm going to be discussing a death from a Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dreamwear. So obviously, if you have not seen that movie for some reason, I will be spoiling the hell out of a specific scene. So you're being warned right now. The death I'm going to be discussing is the death of Jennifer. Context-wise, the third Elm Street movie, we're at Weston Hills, which is an insane asylum, basically mental health facility. The teenagers, or the Dream Warriors we are following, are the children. How would I say this? They're being stalked by Freddy specifically because they are the children of the parents that torched him alive. And what he does is when he attacks them in his dreams, he makes the death look self-inflicted. So the reason why I'm picking Jennifer specifically and why her death is so memorable for a negative way is in that context, how I said it's supposed to look like it's self-inflicted. Anyway, it's probably one of the most famous deaths or thought of deaths that isn't in the original film. She's in the mess hall or whatever. She's watching Critters, of all things, on TV. And her way of trying to stay awake is she is self-harming herself with lit cigarettes. And she's watching Critters, and then, what is it? It cuts to, is it Dick Cavett having an interview with Zsa Zsa Gabor. And they're arguing, and Dick says, who gives a fuck what do you think? Turns into Freddy, gets ready to claw her. The TV goes out. Jennifer gets up, and she walks to the TV, and she bangs on it. Because, back in the 80s, all you had to do was smack something, and it fixed it, She hits it 2 or 3 times, and then suddenly, what happens? There's explosions and stuff, and there are arms that pop out. These weird-looking metal arms pop out of the side of the TV. And they go around and they grab Jennifer by her arms, and they lift her up off the ground like this, and she's probably a good 6 inches, maybe a foot off the ground. The TV is hooked to the ceiling, like in hospitals. And Freddy's head comes out of the top of the TV. Great animation. Comes out of the top. He even has the fucking rabbit ear antenna sticking out of his head, I believe. And Jennifer always wanted to be an actress. Like when she cleaned up her life, her wish was going to be an actress, her lifelong dream, to go to Hollywood. And Freddie says, this is it, Jennifer, your big break in TV, And he ad-libbed this line, everyone knows, welcome to prime time, bitch. He grabs her and he shoves her head into the TV screen. And if you're a youngin', you're used to those plasma TVs, the ones that weigh 5 pounds. These fucking things were built with tubes. They weighed a good 30, 40 pounds. That's why Stu is dead in Scream, and he, that's why he's not alive. I just poking the bear. Anyways, her head is shoved through the TV, right? Crispy critter, all electrocuted. In walks, I can't think of his name in the movie, but Lawrence Fishburne. Larry Fishburne, it's that old. He walks in, and this is why the death is so memorable. Max, I think his name is. This is why the death is so memorable. Like I said, Freddy makes it look like these are self-inflicted death, and I'm tiptoeing around that word because how YouTube is. He's making these deaths look self-inflicted. What Max sees when he walks in the room after he hears the explosion, he literally sees Jennifer's body, head, shoved through the TV. I told you, it's mounted on the wall. And her body is literally hanging from it. How is that a self-inflicted death? Did she literally run and try to jump off the couch, like parkour, slam her head through it. Like this is like out of like Jackass or like something Steve-O would do. There's no trampoline in front of of the fucking TV. Those TV screens were so thick, she would have to be like Roadrunner, or Speedy Gonzales, zip, and then have the highest volt, it's like pole vault or something, into to get the velocity to go through that fucking screen, and then not just instead of just like clunk and fall down to the ground, she has to break through that screen and then get caught and hang on it. There's something about Dream Warriors. Every time I watched, I'm not gonna lie, every time I watch Dream Warriors, it moves down my list. And that's a reason why. I mean, I could do another Bloody Sunday about, his face, the fucking Wizard Master dude. Trust me, that's a death that should be on Bloody Sunday for all the wrong reasons. But, yeah, it's memorable. Freddy's head pops out. He says the iconic "Welcome to Primetime, bitch" line. But how the fuck did Jennifer get enough force, if it's supposed to be self-inflicted, to propel her head through that TV at that height, and now she's hanging so fucking Lawrence Fishburne can walk in and wonder what the fuck's going on? I don't know. That's it. It's just one of those fucking things. Comment below. That's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Tell me, how is that going to be looking self-inflicted in a real world sense, context of the movie? I don't know. Maybe I'm just a curmudgeon. Maybe I'm just looking at things differently. Maybe I shouldn't be looking at things realistically in a movie about a dream demon that's trying to kill people in their sleep. Anyways, that's Bloody Sunday. Feel free to participate. It's a lot of fun. I'll be back probably. I'm going to maybe try to do these every other week, but I'm not streaming with Melissa because it's fun to bring the content back. So with that, Bloody Sunday, welcome to Primetime, bitch. Stupid death. Cheers.